Hello, I am so excited to take you on a little journey today. We're going to rewind the clock all the way back to 2001. I'm a junior in high school and I already know that I want to be a child life specialist. What's a child life specialist? Well, a child life specialist most traditionally works in the hospital setting to basically make the family's time there as minimally stressful as possible. We do this by incorporating play, helping kids understand what's going on when they're in the hospital, providing support during procedures, preparing them for those procedures using terms they can understand, helping the families understand what's going on and make their time comfortable and help them advocate for themselves as well. And there's a lot more to it, but that's it in like a little tiny nutshell. So with this in mind, imagine my excitement when my 17-year-old self sits down with my parents to watch ER, like we did every Thursday night. And lo and behold, ER has a child life specialist on the show. This obscure, incredibly niched field that I'm about to go into is being featured on a really popular mainstream television show. I was so excited. Since it's been over 20 years since I watched this, I thought it would be fun to go back and react to those episodes with the child life specialist to kind of see just how accurate or not having the child life specialist on ER was. Is it a good representation of the field of child life? So I'm really excited to dive into that. If we haven't met yet, hello, my name is Tiffany, and I make videos about lots of the things that I'm passionate about, one of them being a child life specialist, along with grad school vlogs and intuitive eating and being a parent and lots of other things that my multi-passionate, chaotic self enjoys. I hope you find these enjoyable, entertaining, educational, valuable, whatever, in some way. And if you do, I hope that you'll consider hitting that like and subscribe button and join in on the fun. Now, let's dive into these videos. Okay, the episode where we first see the child life specialist is episode 15 of season 7, which aired in February of 2021. Let's see how this works.
You can squeeze on the alley ball. See that?
What's
Why
up?
don't you hold that for me?
Kid freaked out when I tried to start an IV.
And then the needle comes out.
Who's Yeah. She's an
And you
intern
hook up
for
this tube
peds.
to give you the medicine. And then
Okay, so here, the child life specialist is the person in blue here, and she is using a cloth doll to kind of show a child what's happening with this medical procedure. In this case, it's an IV start, and you can hear in the background the doctor saying, "Oh, the kid freaked out when I tried to start a IV on him," and so the other doctor, Dr. Carter, it could be that other person is a nurse, that's what I'm thinking, is Dr. Carter's coming in and kind of hearing what's going on. So kid freaked out when they tried to start an IV, and that is a really good time to use a child life specialist. So in a perfect world, you would call the child life specialist before the freak out and kind of have that as a routine part of starting an IV for places that have child life, getting child life in there on the front end and hopefully avoiding any like really negative or traumatic experiences overall. So they're using child life here. She's using the doll to kind of explain what's going to happen with the procedure, and also talking about some coping, like squeezing. I think she called it the owie ball. So that would be a fairly accurate representation so far of being a child life specialist.
won't hurt anymore, okay?
Hey, Jason, I'm Dr. Carter. I understand you're having a little trouble breathing. Your mom?
Yes.
Any history of asthma here?
No. Mrs. Fabron works as a cleaning lady at a church. She found a bottle of holy water in the sanctuary, and she thought it might help with Jason's diarrhea.
Holy water, huh?
Only it tasted funny. When Jason started coughing, she checked. It was lamp oil.
The aspirated holy oil?
Guess so.
Okay, the next time we see the child life specialist is when that procedure with the child is over, and let's see what happens.
Jason, I'll stop by and see you later, okay? You admitting him?
Yeah, it's for a day. Keep him on continuous nabs and monitor his stats.
Where's Mom?
She went to go talk to her priest. Could have used you, actually. She got a little upset after you left.
About her kid or because she stole from the church?
My friend, Tony Sarasolo, he used to lift communion wine for us. He just went to confession.
What about you?
Me, I just got sick.
So you're a heathen.
Protestant.
Is there a difference? Will you sign this for me?
What is it?
It's for my super...
Okay, so here we have some kind of a little, like, it seems like maybe flirty banter going on about religion. I don't necessarily like the way that's tied to, like, the family and kind of making comments like that, but I'm going to chalk this up to kind of Hollywood, adding in some drama, some intrigue, but not necessarily something that is, you know, part of being a child life specialist right here. So let's see what else happens.
What is it?
It's for my supervisor. You think I did a good job with the kid.
Child life specialist.
Intern, first day.
Oh, yeah? Hey, welcome. John Carter.
Okay, so this is her first day on an internship, which does not happen in child life, okay? A child life specialist would never be doing an IV prep on their own their first day of internship. So that's a little far-fetched. What does make me laugh here is that she is getting an evaluation paper signed by the doctor, kind of evaluating her performance as the child life specialist. And one of the things that's funny about being a doula, it's going to sound like I'm switching gears here, but bear with me. As a doula, I did my first birth, I had certification births as part of getting that certification, where I did have to have the doctor sign like an evaluation. It had to be a doctor or a nurse or somewhere. So I was like, kind of trying to catch the doctor at the end of the birth before he left the room to sign this evaluation. So while this was not representational of child life, and a doctor wouldn't really be evaluating a child life specialist in this capacity in most cases, it did happen as when I was a doula. And the funny thing about that is I have often laughed at the uncanny similarities between the doula world and the child life specialist world. And essentially, it really is the same job, just two different names that kind of work parallel to each other. And so I laughed when I saw that as a doula, because I did have to do that. But as a child life specialist, it's much different because it is not just something you would just do your first day on the job, go in and do an IV prep like this. There would be a lot more supervision and training and everything going on with this.
Rena Trujillo, nice to meet you.
And you. Don't forget your voodoo doll.
It's a procedure doll.
Yeah, they make them life size for really big kids.
So there was a little mention of the voodoo doll here, and so she kind of clarifies, no, it's a procedure doll, and there's some more kind of flirtatious seeming banter going on. And I think that is all that we see of the child life specialist here in this episode. But let's check out some of the future ones, and maybe there's more.
Hey, boy.
Hey,
Good morning.
nice toga.
Yeah, I seem to have lost my clothes.
Oh, your pants are on the couch, and Norman had your socks, so I put them in your shoes.
Well, this didn't happen on my internship. Things appear to have escalated quite quickly, and now they are in this sexual relationship. So that would definitely be discouraged as an intern to kind of involve yourself in this way with a doctor. So again, we're just going to chalk this up to Hollywood, adding some interest, adding some intrigue, and kind of see what goes on here.
You named your dog Norman?
And that was his name when I got him from the shelter. He likes you.
You think?
Yeah, otherwise he would have bit you. You want some eggs?
Oh, yeah, sure.
My roommate. I think we kept her up last night.
She seems a little angry.
More jealous than anything. You want some tea?
Do you have any coffee?
No, sorry, I don't drink coffee.
That's okay.
I don't usually do this. Bring somebody home.
Trust me, I don't either.
I really had a lot of fun last night.
Me too.
Maybe we could do it again some other time?
What about,
Oh, well, you'll just have to be a little quieter.
me?
Yeah, I think you yelled stat.
I did not. Are you working today?
I got a lecture in the morning, but I'll be in around 1.
Have lunch?
Okay.
Those are good eggs.
Oh, thank you.
It's just like Spartacus, you know?
All right, so here they seem to be on that lunch date that they alluded to in the prior section. Let's see what happens.
Spartacus, you know? Right up until the part where my grandmother sees us.
Oh, no.
She screams. The horses spook. My cousin, as usual, bails. The horses go one way, I go the other, and I'm left holding on to the reins. Actually, I'm still working on it. Thanks.
Thank you.
How was the seminar today?
It was a lecture on developmental psychology. Freud, Piaget, Kohlberg. It was boring.
All right, so here she attended her lecture. Freud, Piaget, she named a couple other theorists there, which would definitely be some of the coursework that a child life specialist would learn about in their psychology classes.
Blast from the past, huh? It's like being back in college.
Well, I am in college.
No, I mean, as an undergraduate.
I am.
I thought you said you were a peds intern.
No, I'm doing a child life internship in the PEDS department. I need 480 hours of clinical experience to certify. I figured if I start now, I'll be done by the time I graduate.
Graduate? How old are you?
20. Well, in September.
You're 19?
Yeah, are you okay?
Oh my God.
All right, so here Carter finds out that the child life specialist is only 19. So I don't know how old Carter is, but clearly there's some discomfort on his end with the age gap. But what I really want to focus on here is the things that she said about her hours and the requirements and all of that. So she referenced a 480-hour internship, which at the time was accurate. I do believe that that's been increased to at least 600 now. And even when I went and did my internship, I know I did like 600 or 700 hours. So that was pretty standard. The thing that is not accurate here is she's like, yeah, I just figure if I start now, I'll be done by the time I graduate. That, once again, is not how internships work. So in child life, you actually do a full semester of an internship. And very often, depending on your level, honestly, of privilege and where you live and how accessible these programs are, and they tend to be very competitive. So if you can get in to an internship near where you are, you're very, very fortunate. Very often, your internship requires you to move wherever, somewhere in the country, to complete your internship. So you would not just like kind of start doing your internship at a hospital and collecting the hours. It's actually a full-time internship where you're going there, you're working pretty much 40 hours a week. In my case, and I believe in the case of most other programs. If I'm wrong on this, somebody can correct me, but most of the time you're done with all of your coursework before your internship starts, and your internship is a 40-hour-a-week job in which you get all of your hours over that whole semester worth of work, of interning. So the 480-hour piece, clearly somebody writing this Googled and kind of looked up the requirements, but definitely missed a lot of the nuance surrounding the actual training.
Hey.
Hey.
You got a minute?
Sure. What's up?
I just had lunch with Raina. And I think there's a problem.
What, she chews with her mouth open?
She's young.
So, not exactly an old man yourself. You could use someone to loosen you up a little bit.
She's really young.
So clearly Dr. Carter wants to talk about something, and he's feeling a little antsy, a little nervous about it, trying to kind of bring his friend off to the side here. And why are they leaving that baby unattended in the bed like that? That's not what this video is about, but why are they doing that?
What is she, like 23 or something? 22? Is she 20?
In September.
She's a teenager. Carter,
I didn't know.
you didn't ask?
Women don't like to tell you their age.
Well, she's not a woman. She's a girl.
She's a woman, believe me.
Did you sleep with her? Oh my God. You did.
I didn't know.
You couldn't tell? Did you break up with her?
I am.
What are you waiting for? You gonna call your lawyer?
Well, she's very mature for her age. You know, she's cool. She's fun.
She's Britney Spears' sister.
Thank you.
Excuse me. John.
Hey.
Hey.
What are you doing down here?
Looking for you? I'm off. Are you almost finished?
I got like 2 hours of chores to finish up here.
Can you do it over garlic noodles?
I don't think so.
Come on, I'll get some takeout, a bottle of wine. You can do your charts.
I don't drink. And it's illegal for you to purchase alcohol.
The age thing
I
again.
like you a lot, Raina.
I wish I was older. I guess I should enjoy this while it lasts.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, please, forget it. I'm young. We heal fast. I'll see you around.
All right, so there was the official breakup, probably best in the long run. So let's see if this is the end or if there is more child life specialty in ER.
Simon!
She's a febrile. I ordered a hemogram from Calvin.
Simon! Simon! Simon!
Who are you?
Simon!
Are you Simon?
Yosh, you seen a little guy running through here all by himself?
Sorry.
Hey, Carter. Do something?
Simon!
Where's his mom?
Mom went to the cafeteria to get some chocolate milk. But Simon's not getting any treats until he lets me draw his blood.
I don't want you to take my blood.
You're only gonna take about this much.
All right, so here, obviously, a child was running, scared from a blood draw, and Carter is having trouble kind of getting this to work here, and the child takes off and is bringing him back. I do not love the whole, oh, Mom went to go get chocolate milk, but you don't get any treats until you do your blood draw, you know. That's usually not the most effective strategy for helping kids with medical procedures. So let's see how this whole thing pans out.
If you sit still, this won't hurt.
I don't want a needle.
How about a papoose?
I think we're okay.
Sure. Hate for you to lose him again.
Can you just hold his arms?
Oh no! They just said the P word. Papoose. If you want to really rile up a child life specialist, you just say that P word, that papoose. I just a little bit. Papooses are, first of all, they're boards where they kind of restrain the child on this like big flat board and kind of get them to hold still, force them to hold still for basically the medical procedures so that they can do whatever it is that they need to do. So we don't like restraint in child life. We don't like that forceful kind of restraint. We would much rather use things like comfort measures where you can position the child with the parent. So the parent is kind of involved in helping hold the child to hold still, and at the same time they're comforting the child. So it's very reassuring. Let me see if I can demo some of that. I do have a baby doll here. So there's different comfort holds at various stages, but one that I've used with a lot of my kids is just having them like on my chest like this. And so I'm holding them. Actually, if you have a baby carrier, it works even better. Obviously, this is for a young child that would fit in a carrier. And then they can just kind of hold the arm out like that and do whatever it is they need. And obviously, there's a lot of different positions, again, just somehow where the parent is comforting them while also kind of safely holding them to get these important medical procedures done. So this would definitely be the approach that we would favor over using a papoose or anything like what they're trying to do here. So let's see how this works out for them.
Be brave and do not move.
It's a good one at the wrist.
Anti-cube looks better.
No!
You want to try an arm pump?
Nope, let's take a break. Abby,
I saw that coming. Be brave. Don't move. Hold still. Oh, look, there's a good one over there. That type of talk is generally not going to help the child. I'm also curious where the parent is in all this. So hopefully we wouldn't be just doing medical procedures without the parent there. Whenever possible, we would support having parental presence during those procedures. And also, it looks like they're kind of like out in the lobby area, like they're not like in a room. So definitely some like not great stuff going on here. Ooh, is that Bubbles I see? Who uses Bubbles in the hospital? Let's see what this means.
Dr. Carter?
you were supposed to get this after we took your blood.
I'm sorry. He was scared and thirsty. I can get another
No,
one.
that's okay.
Want another chocolate milk?
No, really.
I don't mind. Be a good boy, Simon. I'll be right back.
Blood.
I'm sorry. He was scared
Again with the milk shaming. What is happening?
and thirsty. I can get another
No,
one.
that's okay.
Want another chocolate milk?
No, really.
I don't mind. Be a good boy, Simon. I'll be right back.
So something I don't love here is, again, the parents kind of going away. We would generally try to include the parent, and clearly this parent is involved and is blowing bubbles, and it seems to be helping with this child, like calming down and all of that. So I'm not sure why the parent is just kind of walking away, but let's see what else happens.
You know, I didn't call you down here.
The nurses did. They said you were having some trouble.
Ah, nurses, we love you. Thank you for calling Child Life when you need help with an IV. And again, hopefully you're doing this before it even gets to this point, because Child Life care is not specific to like referral only. In most cases, it depends on the hospital and how accessible Child Life is. But in like a large children's hospital where Child Life is really well integrated, hopefully there's always Child Life specialists available. But as a parent, you can always request that. So I know as a parent, I've had a number of times where I've taken my children to urgent care, and Child Life maybe is covering the ER, but if you request Child Life presence, they will come. And so sometimes it's going to be automatic, but not always by any means. And a lot of the time you might have to request, because again, as we're seeing, like Dr. Carter's like, I didn't call you down here, that unfortunately is too common, where people aren't utilizing child life to the extent that they really could be, when it makes such a huge difference. So I do like that they're kind of showing that here, like, hey, the child, you can use child life here. So to all of you nurses and doctors and other people that use child life in a really proactive way, thank you. We love you.
Not me.
Well, he's ready now.
Hey, Malik, can you give me a hand over here?
Yeah, sure.
It's better if you don't hold on to him.
Yeah, we tried that once. Ended up in the closet.
Trust me.
So I think we're seeing a little advocating here, like, oh, it's better if you don't hold on to him. Now, I would say that it's more like it's better that you don't restrain them. Certainly there are, again, some comfort holds that you could use to help the child hold still, because most of the time kids aren't going to be like, here you go. Like, a lot of times you might need to give them the job, like your job is to hold still, and to kind of support them and help them to be able to do that, but not forcefully restraining, which I think is what the child life specialist here is really getting at.
Purple and a red top. Okay, Simon, are you ready? You might want to give Simon here a friendly hug.
Keep blowing bubbles, Simon. Blow right through the pain, okay?
Fine.
So Dr. Carter seems a little skeptical here, which I will say can be common for people to be a little skeptical of this and be like, really? What's this gonna do? And so again, I like that they're kind of showing this side. Hopefully it's not like this everywhere across the board, but advocacy and really showing people what we do is a big part of the child life job.
Good. That's it. Good boy.
What do you want for labs?
CBC, lights, BUN, creatinine, and glucose. Okay. We are done.
You were very brave.
Let me hook you up with a Band-Aid and you are good to go.
Thank you.
No problem.
So how's your internship going?
It's good.
Yeah? Haven't seen you around lately. You've been busy?
Yeah. I should probably get back upstairs.
Nice to see you again.
You too.
All right, and that's it. That is the end of Child Life being on ER. This was 3 different episodes. I think, again, episodes 15, 16, and 17 of season 7. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed this blast from the past with me. I know I did. And again, hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more of this type of content.